Hey YouTube, it's Pink Michelle, and pink represents happiness, love, femininity, fun, and that's me wrapped up into one. This video I'm going to be talking about narcissists. I know that may seem like it's a trend and it's a hot topic for most people, but it's real life for me. It's not a trend, it's not a hot topic, it's my real life and the things I've dealt with and went through with people. It's always same narcissist but different face, and it's going to be like that until you learn the lesson. Life is about lessons, and until you learn the lessons, you're going to go through the same thing over and over and over again. So have you ever been in a relationship where this person, he comes into your life, or she, and you see them every day, you talk to them every day, you're just happy, they charm you, they take you here, take you there, make you feel like you're so special and just love on you, and it's something you never really had because you know you might have been through a lot in life and you just wanted love, and this person come in and just overwhelm you with that. And then time goes by, you know, you're happy, you're with them all day, every day, talking to them all day, every day. And then one day, just one little moment, they switch. And it's over the smallest little thing, that's left, that leaves you breathless, like, why are you going off on me over this? You know, I'm going to tell you, you know, my story and how my narcissist switched for the very first time. You know, I was in the car with him and he was telling me, you know, what he was going through, and you know, I was listening and trying to uplift and encourage him. You know, I was telling him to hold your head up, you got this, and you know, just uplifting him. And do y'all know he went off on me for that? If I wasn't there, I wouldn't believe it myself. But he went, that's the very first time he went off on me because I was telling him it will be all right. So I'm left speechless. I got out the car. I'm like, what did I do? What did I say? You know, just over explaining myself like a crazy person, because if I loved and valued myself, I wouldn't have done that. I just would have just walked off. Oh, this is what type of person you are? I don't want nothing else to do with you. If I loved and valued myself, that's what I would have did that day. But I was standing there over explaining, and what did I do, and what's wrong, and you know, things of that sort. So that was the very first time that particular narcissist went off on me. So that was just an example of how small the situation is that they can go off on you, and it doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't even add up. And you know, they want to be involved in everything you do. They want to be involved in your world. You know, they'll go to your events, they'll go to your church, they'll go to whatever thing you have. But when it comes to them and their world and what they have going on, you can't be involved. They don't want you there. They don't want you mixed and mingled into their world, but they'll be engulfed in yours. You're isolated because that's their plan. They want you isolated so you can depend solely on them financially, as far as companionship, you know, friendship. They want you isolated and dependent on them in every single way. You go into it, you know, lively, bubbly, your skin is glowing, you're happy, you're hanging with your friends. And in the midst of the relationship, it's not like that anymore. You're isolated, you're depressed, you're hurt, you're sad, you're humiliated, because they do everything out in the streets with any and everybody, so you're humiliated the entire time. You know, that light is just gone. It's gone. You know, you want to I remember one time I went to pick myself up and started losing the weight that I gained. So I asked him to help train me. Do you know he trained me for 5 minutes and that was it? But when I wanted snacks and junk food and fast food, he brung it back to back to back to back to back. No problem. I can't snap, but y'all get it. I can't snap with this hand, but y'all get it. So they don't mind keeping you here, but when you want to glow up, they don't want no parts of that because they don't want that. They want you dependent on them and they want you low. You're dealing with a demonic spirit, a demonic entity, that entity that's possessed by Satan. That's what you're dealing with. And, I have heard about narcissism for years, but I didn't know the depth and the deepness that came with it. But I understand it now because I went through that. I dealt with countless amounts of them. Not even just relationships, working with them, being friends with them, in different situations. So I know those people like the back of my hand, and they want to keep you trauma bonded. That's why people stay with narcissists as long as they do, because you're trauma bonded. It's that hot and that cold. The hot is they're love bombing you. They're saying what you want to hear and loving on you and taking you here and there, spending time with you, and just you think you got that person back that you've been wanting all this time. I got my person back, so you're happy again. And then once you get happy and kind of used to that for a moment, they take it away again. So that's the cold. So that's how people get trauma bonded. Hot, cold, push, pull. That's how you get trauma bonded. And narcissists are intelligent enough to know that. They're very stupid in a lot of ways, but when it comes to, how they bond and trauma bond people, they're very intelligent. So don't ever underestimate a narcissist. They're intelligent when it comes to evil. Using it for evil, they're intelligent when it comes to that. But like real life and, being a grown woman and a grown man, they're really little kids. Like if you really listen to them and be around them, it's like a little kid stuck in a grown person's body. Like just sit back and observe and you will see it. And there's just no limits to what they're willing to do to get what they want, to get that endless supply from anybody. They want supply or will get supply from animals, dogs, cats, fish. You wondering why your fish in there swimming away is swimming? It's because the narcissist done tamper with it. Like, I'm serious. The fish in there drowning, fish don't even drown because the narcissist. Like, I'm serious. Like, you can't underestimate these people. You can't. And I want y'all to know, you do know you don't have to deal with toxic, right? We do have a choice in that, right? You guys do know that, right? You don't have to deal with that ever again, because raise your standards, raise your value, raise the love for yourself. And any signs you see, you walk away. So when you walking away or in your way now, you don't have to deal with that anymore. You don't have to be stuck in that. Telling all your friends, oh, I'm so miserable. Look what he did now. Look what she did now. You don't ever have to deal with that again. You don't. Educate yourself on narcissism. There's a lot of videos out there. There's a lot of books out there. And just ask God to help you. God will meet you where you at. If you don't know where to start there. God, help me. That's how it started with me. I went to God like, I can't put my finger on this person. Like, what is it about him? I know it's something, but I don't know what it is. What is it about him, God? Is this my person? Who is this? And from that, God opened up the floodgates. He started showing me different videos. Start seeing videos on my YouTube that wasn't there before. Like, I never watched those videos, so there was no reason for them to be on my playlist, but there were, because God did that. So I'm watching these videos. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's him. That's him. So that's how I got my education on narcissism, and I learned so much from that. I watched thousands of videos on narcissism. I don't even watch them anymore because I have graduated from that now. So I don't have to watch them anymore. So I know everything there is to know. Then plus life experience. You know, when you in that moment, you don't know what's going on. You just know something is not right. So, you know, if you went into a relationship just being your beautiful self, now you're just depressed and confused, get out, because God is not the God of confusion. Even in a friendship, if someone has you confused, that's not your person. That's not a person you want to involve yourself with. So I don't know, I can speak on this all day long, because there's just no limits to these people and the supply they're out here trying to get from everybody. That's what it's just about with them. Supply a person's resources. You know, they'll marry a person so you can be their endless slave, so they can drain your bank account. There's different types of narcissists. You know, there's the homosexual narcissist, which come into a person's life and live with them, drive their car, and there's all different types. There's rich ones, you know, there's different types. So, you know, just educate yourself. I'm telling you, it's worth it, because you matter. It's about you and God at the end of the day, not you bending over backwards for a person that would never, ever, ever in life be satisfied. It don't matter what you do. They would never be satisfied. Never. So there's nothing you can do anyway. But what you can do is pour all that energy into yourself, loving yourself, and never having to deal with that again. So just love yourself. Let it exude on the outside. What you feel about yourself is how you treat others.